Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In this Atmopanishad, we have seen initially on the first day that there are three types of Atmas. One is with reference to the house where we are housed. That is called as Bahyatma, the gross body. Then we were told there is Antaratma, the embodied, who is controlling all the functions, activities of or through the body, Antaratma. And then the third one was told as the Paramatma. So, out of these three Atmas, what type of life we live? If we accept ourselves to be the gross body, there is nothing wrong, accept. But then accept also all the attributes of the gross body. The gross body is born, it grows, it will modify, it will have diseases, it will die, accept, cheerfully, happily. But our problem is, we live as a gross body, but we don't want to become old. See, this is how the beauty industry survives. Therefore, there is nothing wrong living as a gross body, but accept gracefully. Yes, I am old. Otherwise, one person I met many years before, that time I was very young. And morning time, Calcutta, 6 o'clock, I was sitting near the lake, in the lake road. Very nice morning, fresh air. And one person came with a golf cap and a short half pant and a t-shirt. And after having come, he said, what is my age? When you meet somebody for the first time in the morning, you never ask this question. What is my age? Tell me. I looked at you. I said, 3 years. Because such a question can never be asked by a gentleman. No, don't joke, tell me really what is my age. I said, okay, you are sweet 18. Yes, everybody thinks I am 18, but do you know, I am 81 years. He paused. I am 81 years young. Now to whom are you cheating? Live gracefully. As a body, you are walking the spiritual path. How simple it is. But what is happening is, we do not do that and therefore we suffer throughout life. Second thing, Antaratma. If we accept ourselves to be the embodied, nothing wrong, accept. But then, what should be the consequence of this acceptance? If I am embodied, someone living in the body, then anything in relation to the body should have no consequence on me. So simple it is. With reference to body alone, we have possessiveness. With reference to body alone, we have relations. So if we are embodied, someone other than the body, then everything in relation to the body is meaningless for us. See, friends, then really the life is lived spiritually. Now the third option is given, that Paramatma, the wise people, Jivan Mukta, they live through the body. They don't live as the body. They live through the mind. They don't live as the mind. And when such a master, Tadvat Brahma Vidopyasya Brahmaham iti Vedanam Bhanuneva Jagat Sarvam Bhasyate Yasya Tejasa. Like by the light of the sun, everything is illumined. In the same manner, it is by this light of consciousness, the three components of every experience are illumined. Component number one, the world of experience, whether waking, dream or deep sleep. Second component is the experience of the world. And third is the experiencer of the experience. Three. Pramata cha, pramiti cha, pramanam. Three things. Pramiti, knowledge. Pramata, the knower. Pramanam, the means of knowledge. Prameya, the object of knowledge. All of them are illumined by this absolute conscious reality. Be very attentive. The word we know, the sound, then we are hearing this word by our ears, that we know. We also know what is the meaning of the word, and we also know that I know. So all the four components are illumined by this one light of consciousness. Just like the sun illuminates everything in this world. Therefore, Bhanuneva Jagat Sarvam Bhasyate Yasya Tejasa. Now, continuing this thought further, Anatmakam Asat Tucham Kintnu Tasyava Bhasakam. The whole world is illumined by the light of the sun. Will this world illuminate the sun? Now, this is another important principle. Reflected light cannot illuminate the original light. Electricity is reflected in the filament in the bulb as light. In the light of the bulb, we can see everything, but we cannot see the electrical energy. In the same manner, the mind is reflected through the eyes as vision. The eyes can see everything, but the eyes cannot see the mind. The mind is an expression of consciousness in the body. The mind can feel everything, but the mind cannot recognize the consciousness. This is what is said here, that Anatmakam Asat Tucham. Anatmakam, that which is not the self. Asat, it is not real. Tucham, Tucham is just disgusting way you throw something away, like that. Tucham, useless. So, everything which can be rejected is tuchya. One simple thumb rule. What is that which can be rejected? Find out. We start from our own gross body. Our gross body is rejected in the dream, in the deep sleep and in samadhi. Our gross body is rejected in death. That which can be rejected is tuchya, useless. See? And it is asat, because it can be rejected. Therefore, anatmakam asat tucham kinnu tasyava bhasakam. Can this body, sense organs, mind, etc. ever eliminate this absolute conscious reality? And it is only the Upanishad can have the daring to say the next statement. Veda Shastra Puranani Bhutani Sakalani Api Yenartha Vantikim Tamnu Vijnataram Prakashaye. All the scriptures, Veda, Shastra, Purana, all the beings and things, all of them become meaningful, Arthavanta. They become meaningful because of this absolute consciousness. See, Narad Bhakti Sutra, there is one sutra comes. The glory of a devotee or a jnani is explained in that sutra. Sat Shastri Kurvanti Shastrani. What is said in the scriptures, it is authenticated by the lives of the great masters. Otherwise, books are only, now this is Atmopanishad. Our Gita Press has published and printed and sold millions of copies of Bhagavad Gita Upanishad. All those libraries full of wisdom. See friends, so all the knowledge, whether it is scriptural knowledge, worldly knowledge, or the knowledge about the things and beings, they are arthavanti. They gather meaning only because of this light of consciousness. So, yena arthavanti tam kinnu vijñātāram prakāṣe, can they ever illuminate this absolute consciousness? See? You know, we have studied in different texts. The language used is always the language of negation. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam. The truth is without the smell, without the touch, without the sound, without the form, without the color. Because this is the only thing we know. So what the truth is never said. Go in any Upanishad. It is only in the negation. What the truth is, assertion is never said. Example, you take Kenopanishad. When the teacher is again and again asked by the student, the teacher explains what is the truth. First of all, my dear student, you have come to a wrong place. We cannot teach you. न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाक् गच्छति न मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथा एतत् अनुशिष्यात्. Because it is not a topic of the sense organs of action, mind or intellect. How can I teach you? Because whatever we learn is only through this means of knowledge. And these means of knowledge are important. Then we do not know how to teach. Yatha etad anushishya. How to teach to the students, we don't know. So what should we do? Go home. No, please tell us something. Okay, I'll tell you that what my Guru told me. What did your Guru tell, sir? My Guru told, Ajna devatat viditat atha aviditat adhi. The reality is other than the known and the unknown. What is the reality is never told. It's the language of negation. And then the student has to struggle, find out. And when the student struggles, sir, I have understood, very well understood. The teacher becomes very angry. Dumbo, I told you, it can't be understood. How do you see it is understood? See, friends. And when we just work on that, Anya Devatat Viditat and Aviditat, known and the unknown. Now find out what is known and what is unknown. To cut it short, the whole discussion. Known is Jagrat Swapna, waking and dream. Everything is recognized as is. And unknown is deep sleep. In deep sleep, nothing is known. Anya Deva, it is other than the known and the unknown. Therefore, the truth is beyond Jagra Swapna Sushupti. What is that is never told. Because Jagra Swapna Sushupti, these are the only three things we know. We don't know anything beyond. So the unknown is indicated by the reference of the known. This is a rule. See, further, known is always effect. Unknown is cause. When somebody is having loose motions, it is not a cause, it is an effect. How come you have loose motions? Because I am very sentimental. Cause and effect. So the effect is known and the cause is unknown. Now go further. Other than the known and unknown means what? Beyond the cause and effect. When it is beyond cause and effect, you have to drop your intellect. We come to a point of frustration. And when we reach this point of frustration, understand, we have got the visa. Now you can enter. Very important. And therefore, here teacher says, Anatmakam asattucham kimnu tasyavabhaskam vedashastra puranani bhutani sakalanyapi yenatavanti tam kimnu vijnataram prakashe. This absolute self, because of whom everything becomes meaningful. How can that eliminate this absolute reality? And therefore, wise people keep their mouth shut. There's nothing to talk about. There is one beautiful statement somewhere. It is said, if somebody is asking a question, Janam apihi medhavi jadaval lokam achare. Even if a person knows, he lives jadaval like a dumb person. There is no point in talking to anybody on any issue. See, Mauna is the best eloquence which can explain the reality. Therefore, Kim tam no vijnataram prakashe, it cannot be. And then, how is that experience? Now from here onward, the experience of the wise man is being discussed. Now before we go here, let us prepare ourselves to understand this topic. In our scriptures, there are many topics which are taken for discussion. One topic is creation. Second topic is hell and heaven. Third topic is rebirth and rebirth. Fourth topic is sin and marriage. Fifth topic is why the world is created. And one of the most important topic is description of a wise man. Like in the second chapter of Gita, 12th chapter of Gita and 14th chapter of Gita. In three places this topic comes. In second chapter it is called as Sthita Prajna, a person with steady wisdom. We are a person with wisdom, but our wisdom is unsteady and it is available for others. Therefore every Indian is a philosopher. But wisdom is tremendously available, only for applying on others like Amul butter. Then this description of a wise man, the second place is Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, where the description of a devotee is given. Nowhere a devotee is explained or described with the external signs. He has the railway lines, or the electric posts, or police stamp, or he has different kinds of malas hanging around, or he puts on abnormal types of clothes. Questions have no end. So many times people ask all kinds of questions. I was recently in Bali. It's a Hindu state. So, question, Swamiji, why do you keep beard? Now there is no reason. Then I am told, why do you shave? For the same reason I keep the beard. So now the ball is in your throat. But then why do you put on this wooden sandal? I said, nobody steals them. The only way. On the contrary, when they see the wooden sandal, they put 2 rupees and do cross. There's no reason. But question has to be asked. These are not the signs of a devotee. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha. See? Now the third place, in the 14th chapter, Arjuna asked this question. A person who has transcended the limitations of the three gunas, how does he live in this world? How do we recognize him? There also, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Prakasham cha pravrittim cha moham eva cha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani kankshati. Hey Arjun, whether it is an upsurge of the tamoguna, rajoguna or sattva-guna, the wise man is never influenced by any one of them. See? Now this topic of the wise man comes forward for giving a certificate to the wise man. Babaji, ruko. Dadi kitni lambi, adha inch come out. It is not for that. The description of the wise man is the pointer for us to walk the spiritual path. See friends, so here also this topic is taken. How this wise man lives in this world. So that becomes a guideline for us. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, कब भगवान का दर्शन होगा? When will I see God? I said, suppose you have seen God. Imagine I am God, you have seen me. What will you do next? Next I will chant Lord's name and then we continue. Right now, why wait? That his darshan should be given to us. See friends, therefore, here is a description of the wise man. How does he live in this world? First example, Kshudham deham vyatham tyaktva balaha kridati vastuni tathaiva vidvan ramate nirmamo niraham sukhi. First description. A wise man is a childlike. He is not childish, childlike. And what is a child? Child is Kshudha deha vyatham tyaktva. The child is absolutely unconcerned about the hunger or the problem of the body because he is so much interested in his playing that nothing disturbs him. It is the mother who is suffering, not the child. Okay? Because he is really reveling in his game, whatever he is playing. In the same manner, the wise man is reveling in this divine bliss that he has discovered. And therefore, for him, deha vyatha, the problems related to the body or hunger, thirst, etc., it has no meaning. Because attention is not on this. Attention is on something else. See? Today I went to Pune after morning class for marriage. One person asked Swamiji, you come all the way from Bombay for marriage only for 5-10 minutes and put akshata and take food and run away. What do you gain? I said, I get satisfaction. Apni to shaadi hui nahi. Dusri ki to. See, every time what do I get? It cannot be a spiritual life. See? Yes, there is trouble for the body. Body is made for that. See? Will we say, oh, the tire is jate, therefore let us not drive the car. It is made for that. Ragado. See? Then only the truth is revealed, friends. Therefore, tathaiva vidwan ramate. Now how the vidwan, the wise man is able to, ramate means what? He is reveling. He is on the top of the world. I received one SMS just before coming. All my wisdom comes to me from Vaikuntha. And the language of SMS. There was an announcement. All the frogs have to reach the top of the mountain. So one frog said, no, it's not possible. Second said, not possible. Third said, not possible. All of them started shouting, not possible, not possible, not possible. And one frog reached on the top. So how could he reach on the top? Because he was deaf. He did not hear what others were shouting. So be deaf to the negative thinking and hold on to the truth. Normally, this we come across. Swamiji, okay, Mario, you are a sannyasi, but we are grahastha. So you want kota or what? Realization. Grahastha. It is not a qualification. See? Like, if you are a scheduled caste, it is a qualification. If you are a Beoku, it is a qualification. That doesn't mean that because you are a grahastha, you should get special quota. 95% for grahasthas. And those who have lived their whole life only for that 1%. See, friends. Therefore, Ramate, he is revealing. How he revels? One is Nirmamaha. See, Nirmama means he is not carrying the load of possessiveness. See? This possessiveness, I will tell you my experience, what exactly it means and how I discovered this meaning. Earlier I was staying in Bombay in some house, Sham's house only. Small 2-room. Then he felt disgusted, so he said, Swamiji, we'll have a big house for you. I said, your problem, not my problem. This is another thing you try. Suppose Girish Bhai says, Swamiji, I don't like you. So what should I do? I can interact in two ways. Try to justify and make him like me, which will never be successful. Second way is, it's your problem. Relax. Never try to get into this world. So he said, we should have bigger house. So we got bigger house. So when the luggage was shifted, main luggage books, about more than 10-15 cartons of books were packed by somebody and they were put. They were remaining there for 2 years. Wherever I was going, only thing is, I had to do this, I had to unpack them, again classify them and put them again and again and again. One day I got so disgusted, I wrote an email to my friend in Kavilaram. I said, all the books are there, I want to donate it to the library. And then it was all transferred. I was never physically touching anything. When those books were transferred to the library and they have taken it, I have not even seen. But I felt relieved. See, friends, load is always on the mind and that of the possessiveness. Lesser you possess, happier you are. More you delete, easier becomes the life. See? Once I was conducting a management seminar and there we did this experiment. Experiment was all the necktie brands were sitting and I was supposed to talk to them management. So the first thing I told them, management is a myth. Mismanagement is the truth. And then I started. This is the first lesson in management. And then to do an experiment, I said, you please come, I want to tell you something. He came. I said, imagine, one tissue paper is. Imagine, this is papad. You are Sindhi, is it not? How do you know you are, I am Sindhi? I say, I can smell. And then he took that tissue paper. I said, stretch your hand like this. I should see that and you hold it straight. And then I started discussing something else. After 5 minutes, his hand started going down. He said, hey, hand up. Again. Again 2-3 minutes, again the hand will go down. I said, hey, this is not right, don't cheat. Finally he said, no, I can't hold now, I am tired. I said, okay, put it back. Go back, now let us analyze this experiment. What is the weight of papad or tissue paper? Hardly half a gram, 1 gram, 2 grams. It may be very insignificant, but when you hold it for a long period of time, it becomes heavy. In the same manner, there may be very insignificant thing in our life, but when you hold it on for a long period of time, it becomes a big burden. Therefore, select, shift, delete. Never get involved with anything or anybody beyond a particular limit. Never. We have to draw a line that we can deal with the people only up to a particular limit. We are not being appointed as the one who can make everybody happy in this world. Never try to make anybody happy, because everybody has got a right to be miserable. Why should we make somebody happy? If somebody is miserable, tathastu. Never, never. Therefore, ramate nirmamaha, there is no mamata. Even little bit, you hold on to anything in this world, that will trouble you throughout life. Anything. See? And therefore, the best way is live in the utter present. Mamata is nothing but the load of our total past. See? When you want to please an old person, it is impossible, yet you can try. How to please an old person? You ask him about his past. Babaji, when you were, young, how was the life? Chabi bharti. Thereafter you don't have to listen. He'll keep on talking. And then when he comes to the present, the moment he comes in the present, stops. There's nothing to talk. Because all that we talk is only mamata, mamata, mamata. Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatadvara. Bhagavan says there, nirmamo bhutva. Don't bring your dead past in the present. See, nirashi bhutva. Don't go on imagining what is going to happen. See, on 21st December 2012, what is going to happen? You are going to die. Next. What about you? Why worry about me? Anyway, you are going to die. See, friends. Therefore, the simple way the wise man lives, he lives in the utter present. Give it a try. Don't talk about your past. Don't ask anybody about their past. Then you have nothing to talk. Then how to pass time? Talk about politics. When you talk about politics, you don't get sick. Because if you estimate the mineral content of the Miraj waters, will you get a doctorate? Because Miraj water is an illusion. In the same manner, politics and government is an illusion. It is not a real. So let us not become serious about them. So for time pass it is good. See, friends, nirmamo bhutva. So the wise man, vidwan ramati nirmamaha, and niraham, the second thing. Extension of the aham, ahanta, is called as mamata. There are two types of ropes which bind us in life. One bondage is because of two ropes put together. And one type of bondage is by only one rope. The possessiveness and the relations are mamata, and they are tied by one rope, only mamata. When it comes to our own body, here there are two ropes. Body is mine, mamata for the body, and I am the body, anta. Therefore, if we want to get rid of the body identification, the first requirement is we have to be withdrawn from this world. Enough of it. See, friends. Bhagwan Ramachandra heard Yoga Vasishta from his guru. And after having heard, then at the end, Bhagwan Vasishta ji asked his disciple, Bhagwan Ramachandra, did you hear anything? Did you understand anything? Has your delusion gone? The same words are used which are used in Bhagavad Gita. The same words are used in Yoga Vasishta. Bhagavad Gita asks, कश्चिदेत श्रुतं पार्थ त्वया एकाग्रेण चेतसा कश्चित् अज्ञान सम्मोहः प्रणष्टस्ते धनंजय. Hey Arjun, have you heard single-pointedly? Has your delusion gone? There also Vasishtha asked the same question to Bhagavan Ram. Has your delusion gone? And there Bhagavan Ram also says the same thing. Nashto moha smriti labdha tat prasada. Same words. And he says, now karishye vachanam tava, now I shall rule the kingdom and work hard. See friends, all the problems are only this misunderstanding. And therefore, the wise man is nirmamo niraham sukhi. There is no burden of the mamata, there is no burden of the ahanta. See friends, burden of the mamata is possessiveness and relations. Burden of the ahanta is of two types. Arrogance of the success and guilt in the failures. These are the 2 points that the Upanishad says. In the old age, a person has these 2 problems. Why I did not do good when I was young? One problem. Second problem, why did I do wrong when I was young? Kimakam papam akarvamiti. Kimaham sadhuna karavam. Why I did not do good? But now in the old age, you cannot undo what you have done in the past. Therefore, ahanta is the load of our past activities. Mamata is the load of our possessions and relations. Wise man is liberated from these 2 loads, neither ahanta nor mamata. Therefore, tathaiva vidvan ramate nirmamo niraham and therefore sukhi. This is another thing, important thing. If somebody does a mistake, asking you, how are you? You don't have to tell your blood count. No need. I have a friend in Australia, Melbourne. I call her born sweet. Because from birth she has diabetes. Very sweet lady. One son, very nice. So, full of life. So one day she was telling me, Swamiji, when you told we should not talk about our past, I remember what I was doing in the past. So what was that? Then I got married and then we went to America after marriage. And when I was driving through the toll gate, you have to give the money, toll tax like we have here. And there, like unlike here the boys who sit, in that, they don't even smile. So they have got a standard policy of the thing. Hi, how are you? Have a good day. So the person asks her, how are you? She switched off the engine and started. See, I have come from India. And my husband is working in the software. And and behind her, a huge queue of the cars. Normally they don't honk, but they are honking. And this lady says, no, go ahead, go ahead. No, I have not completed. If somebody asks you, how are you, you don't have to tell. Okay, it's fine, go ahead, that's all. Never talk about your past. Never ask anybody about their past. This is one of the highest spiritual practice. Then we start living in the present. And when we start living in the present, we are happy that time. And when we are happy, we are nobody. A somebody can never laugh because somebody is always thinking. See, suppose one of you become a mother-in-law and your daughter-in-law is a Rakshasi. Imagine. And you are listening here, lecture, as a mother-in-law. Whatever I will say, they say, I know, she is like that. You cannot enjoy the lecture because you are constantly thinking, because you have become somebody. So those who think they cannot laugh, those who laugh, they don't think. See friends, now take an example. One Pandit ji told one Sardar couple, both of you are like Ram Sita. Congratulations. Sardar ji Uvacha. Sardar ji said, इतना कहाँ हमारा लक है, ना तो इसको कोई चुरा के ले जाता, ना तो ये जमीन में चली जाती। At this moment, you tell me, you are a man or woman, you are rich or poor, you are Paramatma Maharaj. This is happiness. When you are nobody. Discover this. Vidwan Ramate Nirmamo Niraham Sukhi. See friends, it is possible. It is not imagination. And this is how Sat Shastri Kurvanti Shastrani, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. The great masters, where they live, that becomes a Tirtha Kshetra. If you go to Shirdi, Shirdi is the place which is most uncomfortable to live. First, water is salty. Two, water is very expensive. Three, a lot of rush. Four, uncleanliness and height. And yet, that has become a Tirtha Kshetra because a Jivan Mukta was living there. See friends, therefore, Tathaiva Vidwan Ramate Nirmamo Niraham Sukhi. So what we have to learn, we have to practice realization. Meditation is practicing realization. Like after the students complete their basic degree, MBBS or MS, thereafter they have to go for the internship in the same manner. Now we have all studied, now we have to go for internship. What is the internship? Now start playing. You are realize. So the moment we become realized person, Sukhi. I am all right. Play. Meditation also, play meditation. Don't do. If you do meditation, I guarantee you will suffer. Silently. Switch off and suffer in darkness. See friends. Vidwan Ramate Tathaiva Nirmamo Niraham Sukhi Kaman Nishkamarupi Sanjarat Ekacharomani. And Nishkamarupi. There are two words. One is Nishkama, second is Nishprayojana. Nishkama is functioning without any expectation from anybody or anything in this world. If we have apeksha, we are bound to get upeksha. No expectation, life is surprise. When we get our salary, no person is happy when he gets the salary. But when we get the bonus, or when you buy your lottery ticket, and in that lottery ticket, even if you get 50 rupees, you are more happy than you get your salary, is it not? Because it is surprise. Now, don't expect that when you go home, you will get good food. Don't expect. So when you go home, you have no expectation. And suppose by mistake, the neighbor has given the leftover fresh. And you like that food. So, Asharyavat Pashyati Kashyanenam. Experience of the divine is a surprise. See friends. Therefore, Nishkama, no expectation, never doing anything for getting anything. It's very simple thing, friends. To come to this point, one basic principle we have to learn. What is that? World does not need us. First principle. There is a friend of mine who was staying in Bombay somewhere, and he was also in our line, spiritual line. So what happened? Slowly in the South Bombay, people started selling their small rooms, whatever they had, got sufficient money, went away from the South Bombay and got bigger houses and living happily. So his all clients, listeners, were those people. Now when all of them are one by one gone, now he is all alone there. Now to whom will he give the lectures? Then he told me, finally I decided, I have sold mine also, and I have gone and stayed there. So that time I asked, I said, this is what has happened. Now let us learn something. What is that? Whether we were required by the people or we need the people. Get this point. If we recognize this principle, we are unwanted in this world. We want the world. And when we want the world, it's we who are doing whatever we are doing, not because the world needs our actions. It is our need. The whole attitude in life will change. Changing our attitude towards life is spiritual life. Not only the external changes. Therefore, kama nishkama rupi sancharati ekacharo muni. Such a contemplative master is moving in this world all alone, by the one, to the one, all alone without becoming lonely. This is the way. Kabirji says, the lane of the love is so narrow that two cannot go there, only one at a time. Now, this wise man is further glorified. Swatmanneva sada dushtaha swayam sarvatmana sthitaha nirdhanopi sada dushtaha api asahaya mahabalaha. Now, he is swatmaneva sada dushtaha. Now, this is another important principle. A person who is at peace with himself or herself, he alone can be at peace with the whole world. If we are at war with ourselves, how we are at war with ourselves? We talk maximum to ourselves. We don't realize whether we are wanted or unwanted. Unless we become aware of this, see, when we talk, whether the other person is interested to listen to us or not, or we keep on talking, whether we are required there or not, we go and be there, and then we feel insulted. This is not spiritual life. One has to remain in utter awareness. See? Now the same thing here. Swatmanneva sada trishtaha. A person who is at peace with himself, he doesn't need to go outside. See friends, it's very deep thought. There is one Amma, she used to come and do a lot of, cleaning in my room. Very fond of it, very methodical. One day she came and in 5-10 minutes she made my room very neat, everything perfect. So I asked her, I said, Mama, what is the magic wand you have? In 5 minutes you made my room so perfect. She said, Swamiji, I have also got one question. What is that? What is the magic wand you have? In 5 seconds you make it a mess again. How can you do this? So she said, Swamiji, I had never asked you, I want to ask you today. What is that? Am I walking the spiritual path okay? I said, tell me what you do. Like, I come and help you do this thing. So I go and help those who need and all that. And this is how basically I spend my time. Is it all? I said, okay. Now I'll talk to you under two conditions. No discussion, no argument. Agreed, signed. That's it. Then I told him, first of all, you are afraid of yourself. Number two, you are running away from yourself. Have a date with yourself every day. Start with 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That time, nothing around you. No God, no mala, no study, no iPhone, no ding 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 ding, no nothing. Just be yourself. Start with 10 minutes. And then we will see. We are most afraid of ourselves. Because we are not at peace with ourselves. Give it a try. And when we will just try this, then we come to know how the wise people live in this world. They are in the midst of everything and yet they are alone. We are in the midst of everything and we are lonely. Being alone is the spiritual path. Remaining lonely is the samsaric path. Therefore, Swarpanneva sada tushtaha. The same words you get in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan also did the same thing. That time also there was Googling. So he just copy paste, Bhagavad Gita Daya. Nothing else. Because all the Upanishads were available in Google that time also. In the second chapter, when Bhagavan described the wise man study wisdom, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanneva sada tushtaha, same words. So atmanneva sada tushtaha, he who can be at peace with himself is the one who doesn't have any desires. Desires are born under following conditions. Number one, a sense of incompleteness. Number two, a sense of otherness. Number three, projection by the mind. That unless I get that thing, I will not be complete. And when this projection starts functioning violently, that violent projection is called as desire. And when the desire is not fulfilled, anger is born and the samsara begins. But the one who is at peace with himself, no desires, no agitations, all peace. And this can be for every one of us, provided we analyze our own experience. The difference between the wise and the otherwise person is only this. When a wise person enjoys a sweet meat, his interpretation is different. And when an otherwise person enjoys a sweet meat, his interpretation is different. The otherwise man thinks the joy of eating sweetness or the sweet has come from the sweet. The wise man knows that his own inherent joy was sprinkled on that sweet meat. This is the basic difference. Once this is recognized by us friends, we will be at peace with ourselves. Atmanneva sada tushtaha. Swayam sarvatmana stitaha. How it is possible? Because if I have something, then I don't have something. See, understand this thing. I was in China, Beijing probably, with my friend in Holiday Inn. We had whatever we had to do, we finished. Last night, next morning we had to go. So we finished everything, came back to our hotel, and my bag I packed. Backpacking, I have become expert. Every 3-4 days I open the bag and close the bag. Open the, this is the only thing I am doing. Nothing else. So I packed my bag, I said, hey, good night, I am going to sleep. And I slept. In the same room, we were there. And next day morning, my friend asked me, Swamiji, when you are sleeping, I was thinking about you. I said, keep on thinking, who cares? He said, do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that when I go home back, word underline back, when I go back home, I will tell my wife to make masala rava dosa. She is very good in that. And then I'll ask her to make the vada sambar and a big list. And I was dreaming. I have taken this thing for my this daughter, this thing for the other daughter, this thing for my mother, this thing for my wife, and all that, you know. I was looking. And when I am looking at you, you are comfortably sleeping. So I was thinking, I have to go back home. What about Swamiji? He has nowhere to go back. Charaiveti, go ahead. See, friends. So next day he asked me, Swamiji, don't you feel that you should go back home? I said, you know, wherever I go, that is my home. You don't have that illusion that you are living in your home. It is my home, you are a tenant. See, friends, if my home is there, then the problem of your home comes. See, friends, when we recognize this principle, then only the contentment is discovered. So, Swatmani eva sada tushtaha, swayam sarvatmana sitaha, nirdhana api sada tushtaha. Although he has nothing. See, when I was in Delhi, the local people told Swamiji, why don't you take this car? You have to go by auto rickshaw, bus or taxi. I said, no, I don't want to. But why? I said, look here. You have your own car, yes. You sit in the same car every day, yes. You have the same driver, yes. You have to go and stand in the queue for the petrol, yes. I said, you are Daridri. For me, every day, a new car, a new driver, a new problem. Fresh. See, when you have nothing, you have everything. When you have something, you have nothing. Therefore, nirdhana api, sada tushtaha api, asahaya mahabalaha. See, asahaya, no support. Friends, those who have given up the support of this world, they alone get the support of the Lord. This is the principle Bhagavad Mahapuran tells through the story of Draupadi. When Draupadi was trying to protect herself, that Duryodhana Dushasana should not strip her, and struggling till we continue to put our efforts, the Lord watches from a distance. The moment she has given up, even the last efforts, hey Govinda, the Lord appears. These are not stories, friends. Give it a chance. There are many occasions in the life of every one of us wherein we got help from the unknown source which we never expected. See, friends. Therefore, for us it is, he is asahaya, he doesn't have any support, but mahabala. His support is directly the Lord, and therefore he is not a weakling. Now take modern example. If you take Mahatma Gandhi, if you have to know the most ugliest creature in the world, it is Mahatma Gandhi. Physically, no beauty. See, Mahatma Gandhi was nothing but 5 question marks. One big question mark, head. Second question mark, ear. Third question mark, nose. Fourth question mark, glasses. Fifth question mark, stick in the hand. Now also is a question mark. With Gandhi. See, therefore, although he was without any support, but Mahabalaha. Continuing further, Nityatruptaha api abhunjanaha api asamaha samadarshanaha kurvannapi ja na kurvanaha abhokta parabhogyapi. Nityatruptaha api abhunjanaha. Although he is not getting anything to indulge and enjoy, and yet he is at peace with himself. See, in Patanjali Yoga Darshan, one sutra comes. I like that sutra very much. There, after having discussed the niyamas, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani niyamaha, and thereafter the Patanjali Maharishi says, Santoshat anuttama sukhalabha. The one who is practicing contentment, he attains unparalleled bliss. We don't want to improve upon anything in this world. As it is, you accept. Your mind will be at peace. There cannot be any disturbance. But what happens with us? Anything that is given to us, we want to improve upon. So, when it is a summer time, we complain about the heat. Bhagavan says, okay. Then he sends the rains. Then when the rains come, we complain about the rains. Bhagavan says, okay. Then he sends the cold season. Then in the cold season, the cold comes, we complain about the cold. Then Bhagavan says, ये बेवकूफ है, इसको कुछ भी दो, ये रोता ही रहेगा. And therefore, Bhagavan does not listen our prayers. This is the mudra. Enough, enough. कितना मांगोगे? See friends, therefore, Santosha. So he is ever content. Nityatruptaha api abhanjanaha asamaha api samadarshanaha. See, many times we look upon the world with what we have taken ourselves to be. Papi sarvatra papam ashankate. This is the saying in Sanskrit, Panchubhashita. There was an old man from India. He went to USA to his NRI. And there when the old people go, they get disgusted, they have nothing to do, so they are planted in some of the big malls. So somewhere this old fellow went and sat there all alone. And some other person was sitting there. And two persons were coming, hugging each other like that. So this old man in India is having a license to comment on everybody. That is the license given by government. So he looked at the next person and said, see, both the girls are hugging each other on the road, it doesn't look good. So that person said, they are not girls, one is girl, one is boy. How do you know? Are you their father? No, I am their mother. Asamaha api samadarshanaha. We only think that somebody is biased to somebody. This happens with all the great masters. They are always blamed. That that Swami, he is very close to him and not to me. It is not like that. It is only our own projection. See, once I wrote many years before, must be 40 years before, a letter to our Swami. And in that I wrote, that time I was pretty young and arrogant. So I wrote, when I came for such and such lecture, I did not like this thing. And because of that, I am very angry with you. And for last 6 months I am carrying that load. So please help me. The first sentence he wrote, I am very happy you are progressing well on the spiritual path. When we become aware of our own shortcomings, This is the first step. The second line he wrote, you will come to know in time that we see in this world what we have decided to see. We don't see what is in the world. See, friends. Therefore, here, asamaha api samadarshanaha. For us, as if the interaction of the great master is biased, but he is not biased. Asamaha api samadarshanaha kurvan api na kurvanaha. Although seemingly extremely engaged in so many activities in this world, and yet he is not the doer. Remember, I told you this definition. Action without a doer, knowledge without a knower, and joy without an enjoyer is God manifest. See, this is how Bhagavad Gita says. Yasya naham kruto bhavaha buddhi yasya na lipyate hatvapi sa iman lokan nahanti na nibadyate. If there is no sense of doership, karma is not born, and therefore there is no sin or no merit. The wise man is busy 24/7 in this world, yet he is so fresh, relaxed, because he has not done anything. Everything happens through him. This is what is the message of Bhagavad Gita. Instead of trying to improve the world, uddharenatmanatmanam natmanam avasadaye. Grow yourself to that stature so that Lord will select us for His work. We have to do nothing in this world, like a screwdriver. Remain passive, but fit. So when we have to use a screwdriver, we select a fit screwdriver in the same manner. If the Lord has to execute some project for the world, He is also searching for screwdrivers. Inert, suppose, surrender yourself in His hand. Thereafter, He starts functioning through such a wise man. Such a wise man is a Jivan Mukta. Therefore, Jivan Mukta Purushas have no projects, they have nothing to do, nothing to achieve, nothing, nowhere to go. Life is lived through them. See, friends, cognize this principle. If anybody has to do something in this world, you go and talk to that person. That person will encash our interaction. It cannot be a pure interaction. This is the law of this world. Therefore, kurvan api akurvanaha. Although he is seemingly engaged in activities, but he is never the doer. And abhokta api phalabhogyapi. And although he is going through all kinds of good and bad experiences, and yet he is never the enjoyer of all the experiences that he is going through. See, friends, and when the experiencer is not born, experience without experiencer is God. Now take an example. You are experiencing the lecture. How? Through your ears and through your mind. Good. You are also experiencing your own presence. How? Through any means of knowledge? Is it an experiencer that you are, and the experiencer that you have, are they separate? So that experience where experiencer is not born is a Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta is the one who is a counter through which the divinity is expressing fully. Shariri api ashariri eshaha parichinnaha api sarvagaha ashariram sada santam idam brahma vidam kvachita. Shariri api ashariri eshaha. Although for us, we look upon a Mahatma only as a body. See, in the life of Ramkrishna Paramahansa, this was a good story which really touched me in a childhood only. When he was having the cancer and seemingly suffering, his devotee used to tell him, then why don't you talk to your mother and tell her to stop this pain? And he used to say that I don't have pain. Then only I can talk to her. So the devotees were seeing him as a painful personality because their vision could go only up to the body. But he was never living as a body. Another example of a great master from our Bombay, Nisargadatta Maharaj. When he had a cancer, he is the only one who has made this statement in the whole world. Such a statement can come only from him. When people went and talked to him, why you are also getting cancer, although he was not able to speak, once he said, I am not getting cancer, I am cancer. Can the cancer exist without me? Can there be health or disease without me? The one who is abiding in this thing, he is no more living as the body, he is living through the body and independent of the influence and the modifications of the body. Shariri api ashariri eshaha parichinnaha api sarvagaha. It appears as if the Mahatma is only living within that framework of the body, but no, sarvagaha, he is ever present because he is no more living by the body, for the body, on the body, but his life is for everybody. And therefore, parichinnaha api sarvagaha ashariram sada santam idam brahma vidam kvachit. And such a wise man is only living ashariram. He is no more living as a body, but he is always living as Paramatma, expressing through the body. This is how the Jivan Mukta is. And for such a person, Priya Priyena Sprushataha Tathaiva cha Shubha Shubhe Tamasa Grastavat Bhana Agrasta Apiravai Ravijanaihi. And for such a person, there is nothing like Priya Apriya. Somebody is dear and somebody is not dear. This can never happen. See friends, when the patients go to the hospital, the doctor looks upon all the patients with the equal eye. And that whatever is required to that patient, that alone is given. But the patient starts thinking, that see, doctor है ना, अमीर आदमी को देखता है, हमको खाने को नहीं है. You are having stomach problem. Why will he give you? See, therefore, Priya Priye, no question of liking and disliking, and Shubha Shubhe. Similarly, auspicious or inauspicious, they never touch him. This is how the wise man Jivan Mukta lives when he has started living as Paramatma. So how we started? Live as a gross body Mahyatma gracefully. Live as the Antaratma responsibly. Live as a Paramatma free. Yogaratova, Bhogaratova, Sangaratova, Sangavihina. Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam Nandati Nandati Anandati. So only one sign of the wise man, he is always happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.